purpose of us being gathering here is to introduce to you, mention to you that Light of Hira aims to provide guidance and support to new Muslims and to non-Muslims interested in Islam and help them in their spiritual journey. Most of us have enjoyed the blessings, the du'as, the prayers of Sheikh Muhammad Salim Dorat, Hafizahullah. Today we have made the effort of coming here in this humble gathering for no other purpose but to listen to the words of Allah, the advices of the great scholars like Sheikh Mawlana Isa Sahib and shortly Sheikh Muhammad Salim Dorat, Hafizahullah. And I want to read to you one hadith reported by Anas radiallahu anhu, which says, "When the slave comes towards me a handspan, I go an arm length towards him, and when he comes towards me an arm length, I go a step towards him, and when he comes towards me walking, I go towards him running." So this is your example today. You have set out from your home, some of you in Leicester, some of you from far away, and you definitely have taken the steps to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just to listen to some advice, just to remind ourselves of our purpose in our lives and to meet each other as Muslim brothers. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your intention of coming here. Another prime objective is to mention to you of our activities from Light of Hira. At present, it has been quite limited. We hold classes on Saturdays, and after Ramadan, inshallah, we plan to expand the classes throughout the week as well through the weekend. So please make dua for this to happen. Some of you will be able to attend these classes since you live in Leicester. Some of you, obviously because of the distance, might not be able to benefit as much, but simply by gathering us here today, this is in itself a great blessing. If we cannot take anything from here, then at least we can take the advices of the great scholars and Sheikh Muhammad Salim Dorat, Hafizahullah, who will rejoin us shortly. We appeal to you for your du'as so that we can expand on these services. We know that the journey of faith, Iman, is not an easy one. That each one of us has had his own path. Each one of us has come to Islam through a different doorway. Each one of us has a story, has a journey. For some of us has been easier, for some of us has been harder. But we can only be grateful to Allah that He has granted us Iman, which we know that Iman is like our passport to paradise. If a human being does not have Iman, then he will not be successful he might be successful in this world, but he will not be successful in the hereafter. I want to read to you another hadith by Hakim ibn Hizam, that it says that before Islam I used to maintain family ties, free slaves, and give charity. Will I be rewarded for any of these good deeds? Then Prophet Muhammad replied, you accepted Islam with all the good you did in the past. So this is a very comforting hadith, which mentions that the good deeds that we mentioned that we have performed in the past before our life in Islam, inshallah they will carry on into our Muslim life reward-wise, and it might have been through these good deeds that we have been guided to Islam. We understand that people have made enormous sacrifices for Islam. So how do we go forward in getting close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and assimilating Islam more in our lives? We know that this is a journey of every Muslim. Every Muslim, whether he grew up as a Muslim or whether Allah blessed him with Islam later on in his life. And it is an effort that we have to do from the cradle to the grave. From the time we we're blessed with Islam till the last moment when we breathe our last. So we start by following the do's and abstain from the don'ts as much as possible and as soon as possible. The more we follow, the more peace, tranquility, happiness we will have in both worlds. If we cannot practice something, then we have to attribute it to our own weakness. At times, Shaitan puts this thought in our mind that I cannot practice this, it does not, it's not according to my understanding, it's not logical to me, this doesn't seem very applicable in my life or where I live. But we got to remember that the commands come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Allah has the knowledge of the past, of the present, and of the future, that He knew what is best, He knows what is best for humanity, for His servants, since the time when He created us till the very last day, the day of judgment. Another advice is that we should not take too much on board, that we should go gradually, slowly but surely. Some of us have been blessed with Islam for a couple of years. Some of the brothers have just entered into the fold of Islam months ago or weeks ago. So we have to bear in mind that yes, we make the intention to try to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as possible within our limits, but not to take too much on board, not to listen to everyone, because everyone is going to want to advise us, but listen politely and then consult a reliable source whether we should follow the advice that has been given to us. It is better to take one step at a time. One teaching is al-istiqama fawqa al-karama, that being steadfast is being regular is better than performing miracles. And another teaching tells us ad-dinu yusrun, that our deen, our religion is easy. If we submit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then Allah is going to make it easy for us. Another advice that I would like to share with you is that when we come to learning, that we must make the effort that we take our knowledge from reliable sources. What tends to happen nowadays is that all types of Muslims, the masses in general, because of the facilities that this modern age has provided us, everyone, and I'm quoting the words of Sheikh Muhammad Salim Duran Hafizahullah, that says, now people tend to make the internet mufti Google, that any question we have, we just go to the internet, search it, and this is our guidance, and go forward. We cannot learn our deen in this manner. We have to search it from the authentic sources, from reliable scholars, God-fearing scholars, pious scholars, that when we sit in their company, they remind us of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that they make us strive for the hereafter. Because we know that Islam, as opposed to other sources of other types of knowledge, that we cannot just open a book and absorb everything. The Islamic knowledge is transferred from heart to heart. Al-ilmu nurun. Islam, the knowledge of Islam is light that goes from a heart to another heart, from the heart of the teacher to the heart of his student. So we should make the effort that we acquire our knowledge from reliable sources. Some of us, we live in Muslim communities. Some of us, some of the brothers, they live in small areas where there's hardly any presence of Muslims. So we should make the effort that we should frequent the company of Muslims in our locality. If we frequent the company of Muslims, obviously the houses of Allah, then this will make it easier for us to learn and practice our religion. Another advice that I'm sure we'll practice, but in the initial stages it is easy for us to forget, is that when we embrace Islam, when someone just embraces Islam, in some cases, some people just tend to look at themselves and their lives, and they need to do that, to keep to themselves in order to survive spiritually. But in doing so, we should always bear in mind that we have to be kind to our relatives. We have to be kind to our parents, to our spouses, to our children, so that they can also be, their hearts can also be open to this guidance, to this light that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That in this day and age, the best form of sharing our Islam, our beautiful way of life, is through our beautiful character taught to us by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That our character, good character, is the best form of da'wah in this day and age. That we have to preach, we have to practice what we preach. Otherwise, it will not have an effect in people's hearts. And let us remember that our destination is paradise, that how much we are making effort for it. And remind ourselves of the verse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Udkhulu fi silmi kaffa, that enter into Islam fully. That at least our intention, whether we are successful or not is a different matter, but at least our intention from our heart should be that we enter into Islam fully, that we try to obey every single command of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as much as possible. Whether we succeed or not, we leave that to Allah to help us. What Allah wants from us is the intention. And there is one teaching that says, "As-sa'yu minna wal-idmamu min Allah," that the effort is from us. The effort has to come from us. And to complete that deed, that action, that submission is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if we open our hearts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then definitely He will guide us.